Sit. All right, I was just noticing on the internet the other day on the forum, there was some talk that when a dog gets older, these little series two level nicks that I make just are not going to get the job done with a dog that is in a huge distraction situation or is just defying what you want, something like that. And so I'm going to explain a little bit about this level 2. Level 2 is used with young dogs when you're reinforcing a command they already understand. And as the excitement level gets really high, let's say you're in a training situation and you've got a flyer 30 yards away, a level 2 might have to be a level 3 because a dog, their whole adrenaline and their level of excitement is so high that a level 2 just is imperceptible to them, so you might go up a little bit. I don't like to mention this a lot because I don't want a lot of people just saying, oh, it's pretty exciting out here, I'll just crank it up to about a 5. I don't want to have that going on. So I don't like to talk about it much, but it can be brought up just a little bit when the level of excitement is really high. And also, let's say, for instance, that a dog is openly defiant. Let's say it's swimming towards a shoreline, you stop it, you cast it away, it gets on the shore, you want to make a correction. So a lot of people get red in the face, they start squeezing their transmitters, they crank it up to a 6 or whatever, how high it goes, and they put it on continuous and they lay into it. Their reasoning is that dog knows what I want and it's not doing it. So it needs a massive correction. That's what goes through people's minds. The truth is, and it's clear to me, that they have to keep making that correction because it's not effective. What I think is more effective is when you're using indirect pressure and the dog gets in a position where it needs indirect pressure, I like to keep on a 2 or a 3, but make multiple whistles. In other words, I'm going to repeat the command. Let's say that dog was sitting on the bank and I had wanted it in the water and I was using indirect pressure to make it think straight. I'd go with small nicks, maybe 4 or 5, maybe it was a huge infraction, I might make 6 or 7 whistle, nick, whistle, nick. In other words, I was making this huge point, but the dog wasn't coming unglued. He wasn't screaming. He didn't have his mind totally go blank because of this extreme pressure. So, and after I do that, what I want to then do is do something the dog can do. Maybe it's take the cast back in the water. Maybe if it's close, I might go right into 8, sit. So that I can somehow replace the indirect pressure with positive reinforcement of something positive in the dog's mind. So a level 2 is meant to me for reinforcing a command they're doing in a gentle way. I can be reinforcing on a 2, sit, nick, sit, nick, sit, nick. I am reinforcing a command they're doing. But if there's huge distraction, I may need instead of a 2, I might need a 3. Some people don't even recognize the fact that those numbers even exist. They like to start out on a 4 or 5, or just keep it on a 6 and be done with it. Why rack your brain on what level to use? Just put it on 6 and be done with it, is how some people think. But I think it's more effective to use something that is just barely enough and then use indirect pressure with multiple nicks to make the point. So if you're watching this anywhere but on my blog, go on over there and please leave a comment. Tell me what you think of what I said. That gives me some information on what to go on for my next clip.